Mhm, 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 mhm. Oh, good. It's live. Okay, we're on.
Awesome.
Yay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay. Good morning. Welcome to Saturday morning yoga. Thank you so much for joining me this morning on the mat. Hopefully, today's practice will be a little bit of everything, some mobility, strength, flexibility, coming into the mind and finding some peace here. We're going to start in a standing position at the top of the mat, just bringing our feet hip distance, bringing palms open by the side, welcoming a nice deep inhale as the crown of the head lifts high. And exhale as you feel your feet ground beneath you. Making sure the pelvis is tucked and the shoulders are drawn back and away from the ears. Maybe here allowing the eyes to soften or close. Taking another deep inhale. And as you exhale, begin a ujjayi breath where you close the back of your throat and kind of make an audible exhale, as if you're hearing the ocean, as if you're fogging a mirror with your mouth closed. Taking a few ujjayi breaths here, allowing yourself to come into this present moment in your body. Maybe here setting an intention for the practice. What brings you here? What do you want to focus on? Whether it be spiritual or physical. Just set an intention and have fun with the practice. No need to go too hard on yourself. Relax through the palms. Here, we're just going to move through the head, allowing the head to fall down, chin towards the chest, and start to round side to side. If you'd like to bring the head all the way back and around, go for it. Just starting to really let the head feel nice, loose, and heavy. Coming to bring the head through center, we're going to start moving the shoulders. On the inhale, rise the shoulders up. On the exhale, bring the shoulders down and back. Inhale, shoulders come up, forward and up, and then down and back. Switching directions here. Forward and up. Wonderful. Releasing the shoulders, we're going to inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, we'll bend the elbows coming into cactus arms, palms facing forward. We'll inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, cactus arms, shine that chest forward. Here we'll exhale, bring the elbows together, round out the spine. Inhale, open the spine, open the chest, and reach the arms up. Elbow bend into cactus. Then we bring the elbows together, rounding the chest. Inhale, open through the chest, reach the fingertips up. And then exhale, we bend the elbows, shining that chest forward, and then bringing the elbows together, rounding the spine. We're just going to release the elbows down by our side here, keeping them out in front of us. And then we're going to start just swaying our hips. kind of rotating from the waist and from the hips, side to side, feeling a nice loose feeling through the spine, allowing yourself to be relaxed here, swinging side to side. Perfect. We're going to come back through center and just take it into the wrist now, rolling the wrist out. Taking the left palm, shining it in front of you and pulling the fingertips back towards you. And then we'll inhale, reach the left arm up, bend the elbow behind the back. And maybe if you'd like to take the right hands to grasp the left fingertips behind the back, we're just in a cow face arm. Inhale. And exhale, maybe just do a little bit of a side bend to the right. Inhale back up, we'll release. We'll take our right palm out in front of us, pull the fingertips back towards us. Inhale, reach the right arm overhead, bend the elbow behind the back. And maybe see if you could take the left fingertips to grab the right fingertips behind the back, cow face. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And maybe exhale, you fold a little bit over to the left. Inhaling, we come back up to center. We're going to release the bind here if you have it. And now we kind of go into our knees and toes. We're just working our way through the body, warming up. We're going to inhale. Start with bringing your big toes together, heels apart. We're going to inhale, reach up high with the hands and come up onto the toe. On the exhale, we're going to release the arms by our side and bend the knees, sit the hips down. Inhale, we reach up all the way up onto the toes. Exhale, we bend into a chair. Inhale, we reach up onto the toes. Exhale, release down, bend the knees into a chair pose. Sit those hips as far down as you can here. Option to keep the arms by your side or even interlace a fist behind your back. On the inhale, we're going to straighten through the legs, pulling the chest forward, coming 90-degree angle with the ground. Really keeping a straight spine here, straight legs. Pull that fist back to help you open the chest. From here, we're going to bend the knees gently. Inhale, reach it up, keeping the fist if you'd like. Open the chest. And then exhale, we'll bend the knees again generously, this time allowing the body to fold all the way over. If you'd like, you can take that fist overhead as well for an extra shoulder stretch. Wonderful. We're going to release the bind if you have it and put the hands on the ground. You can heel toe your feet apart from here, bringing them hip distance. And we're just going to add some movement, bending one knee, then bending the other knee. Bending one knee and bending the other knee. Let's add a little twist here into this. As the right knee straightens, the left hand is going to plant and the right arm reaches up to the sky. Exhale, release it down. We're going to bend through the right knee, straighten the left knee, right hand plants, left arm reaches up. One more time, take it to the back to the other side with the right knee straight and right arm up. Exhale, release it down. Left arm up, right knee bent. Exhale, release it down. We're going to find lots of space here in a halfway lift. Hands come to shin. Spine straightens, neck away. Ears away from the shoulder. Inhale. And on the exhale, fold a little bit deeper into a forward fold. We're going to plant the hands and take a vinyasa here, stepping it back into our plank position. Let's find our nice strength. Pull the core to the spine, the navel to the spine. Really press those shoulder blades away from each other. On the inhale, you can bend the knees and plant them, or you can just go for a chaturanga. Gaze forward. Exhale, lower the chest down to the ground. Elbows hug into the side. On the inhale, we release the toes and pull forward and up with the chest. Still pretty early in the practice, so no worries if you want to take a cobra Or you can lift your thighs off the ground in an upward facing dog. Really squeeze the glutes, open the chest. And on the exhale, we'll tuck the back toes, lift the hips, and release into our downward facing dog. Let's just pedal out this downward facing dog, lowering, bending, and lowering one knee at a time. If you'd like, you can step your feet wide and kind of sway it side to side. Going back through center in our downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg all the way up into a three-legged dog. Really reach it high. Try to keep the hips square. On the exhale, we'll bend the knee and pull that knee towards our right elbow. We're going to drop the knee here and come into a pigeon pose. That right foot is kind of in towards your hip. And if you'd like to make it a little bit more challenging, you can pull the right foot away from your hip, bringing the shin parallel to the top of the mat. Essentially, we just want our hips square down. We're going to inhale, open the chest, exhale, release forward. Adding some movement, inhale, open the chest, exhale, release it forward. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, we just fold forward. Taking an extra breath here. We'll inhale, lift the chest back up. We're going to pivot on our hips so we face the long side of the mat. The left toes and knees are now pointing up and the right foot stays in towards your groin. We'll inhale, reach our arms up. And then on the exhale, the left arm comes inside the left leg as the right fingertips reach overhead in a lateral stretch. Reach in for your toes. And then we'll exhale, fold forward with the body, walking it through center, walking the hands all the way around. So the right hand is going to come kind of right behind your hip. And we're just going to inhale, lift the hips up, reach the left arm back, and then exhale, release. We're going to pivot the hips down again to face the front of the mat. Perfect. Tucking the back toes from here, we're going to press into the ground and try to just plant this right foot right in front of us on the ground. We're going to sink nice and low into a low lunge. If you'd like, you can inhale, reach the arms up. On the exhale, we'll release the hands down, tuck the back toes, and step the right foot back into our downward facing dog. On the next inhale, left leg rises up, nice and straight, hips square. On the exhale, we'll bend the knees, pull that left knee to the left elbow. We're going to drop the left knee here and come right into a pigeon pose, keeping our hips square to the ground. Just find your pigeon. We're going to inhale, open the chest, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, open the chest. And then exhale, fold here. We're going to take a few extra breaths here. Just one nice deep inhale. And exhale. We'll inhale, lift the chest back up and pivot the hips now to face the long side of the mat. The right knee and toes are pointing up. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, right elbow comes inside the right leg as the left fingertips reach overhead. We want to try to gaze up, stack those shoulders. We'll inhale, drop forward, just walking the hands kind of through center and then around so that the left hand is coming outside of your left hip. And then we'll just press into the hip, press into the knee as we lift the hips up, sweep the right arm back. Exhale, release the hips down, pivoting to face the front of the mat once again in our Pigeon pose, we're going to press into the ground, tuck the back toes, and we're just going to plant this left foot right between the hands. We're in a low lunge here. You can stay low or you can inhale, reach it up with the arms. Exhale, we'll release the hands to frame the foot, tuck the back toes, and step the left foot back to our downward facing dog. Taking a nice deep breath here. We'll lift the heels, bend the knees, and step or hop your way to your hands, coming into a nice forward fold. On the inhale, we'll round the spine all the way up to standing, reaching arms overhead. And exhale, release. Wonderful. We're going to bring our big toes together, heels apart. And we're just going to start a sun salutation beat, but kind of add a lot into it. So we're going to start with our big toes together, heels apart. We're going to inhale, sit the hips down, bending the knees, opening that chest into our chair pose, arms by your ears. We'll inhale, stand up, and exhale, release into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold, step it back to a plank position. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up and open with the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, the right foot steps forward and we ground the back heel, pointing the toes 45 degrees, bending that front knee 90. We're going to sweep the arms up into a warrior one. Getting nice and low through that front knee, we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, pull that fist down to open the chest. And then we'll exhale, release the chest forward, bringing the fist overhead, trying to bring that right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Wonderful. We'll release our hands, placing the hands in front of us here. We're going to lift off the back foot and square the hips down into a warrior three variation. If you'd like, you can lift the hands off the ground, bringing them into prayer by your heart, really straightening through that base leg. From here, we're going to exhale, bend through the knees, step the foot back into a high lunge, reaching up high into the lunge. Perfect. From here, we'll just do a little twist. With the right arm reaching back towards the left leg. And then we'll cycle and spin open into our warrior two. The left arm comes behind you, the right arm reaches forward. We bend nice and low into that front knee. The hips are open towards the long side of the mat. We tuck the pelvis. Wonderful. From here, we'll release the right arm down and take a little side angle stretch. Exhale, we'll bring the arms back, straighten through the front knee, and reach the right arm back into a reverse triangle. And then we'll exhale, come forward. And then you can heel toe the back foot a little bit closer to make this pose more accessible. We're just going to side bend over into our triangle pose, keeping our hips and ankles stacked. Wonderful. From here, we're going to pivot now to point both the toes forward. The back toe might still be pointing towards the corner here. And we're in like a pyramid pose with the front knee straightened, keeping both hands planted. Wonderful. From here, we're simply just going to bend the back knee, dropping it onto the ground, coming into a half split. We're going to flex the front toes. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, release into a fold here. We'll inhale, bend through the front knee, walk the hands forward. We're coming into a low lunge once again. Inhale, we'll reach the arms up. And exhale, plant the hands, tuck the back toes. We're going to sweep this right foot all the way back and up into a three-legged dog, reaching it up nice and high. Exhale, release. Taking it to the other side, the right foot steps forward, the back heel grounds, toes pointing towards the corner of the mat. Inhale, reach up. 3, warrior 1, or warrior 1. Nice and strong here. We're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, draw that fist down, open the chest. Exhale, the chest folds forward. That left elbow comes inside of the left knee as we reach the fist overhead. Wonderful. We're going to release the hands here, placing them out in front of us. We're just going to lift off the back foot, coming into a warrior 3. We're going to have to square the hips down here. Keep the legs straight. For an extra challenge, if you'd like to bring your hands to heart center, we're trying to make like a T, bring the body parallel to the ground. Bending through the left standing leg, we're going to gently place the right foot behind us in a high lunge. The left arm sweeps back to the right leg for a gentle twist. And then we circle the left arm forward. The right arm comes behind us as we pivot to our warrior 2. Back toes facing the long side of the mat, front toes facing forward. Getting nice and low here. We'll inhale, release the left elbow down into a nice side angle stretch. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up, straighten through the left knee, reach the left arm back overhead. Inhale, coming to maybe bring this back foot in just a little bit. We're going to side bend over this extended front leg as we come into our Trikonasana triangle pose. We want to try not to put too much weight on the front leg. You can use a book or a block to help support you. And gaze up if you can. Lengthening through the side body. We'll exhale, pivot, turning the body to face once again towards the front of the mat. Pivot the back toes so they face the corner. We'll inhale, extend straight through the spine, and exhale, release here into a little pyramid pose. Straightening through both legs. From here, we're just going to bend the back knee, keeping the left leg straight, flex the toes. Maybe readjust yourself a little bit. We're in a half split posture. We're just going to inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Wonderful. We're just going to come forward here, bending the knee. Inhale, lift it up high into a low lunge. Sinking those hips so low. We're going to plant the hands to frame the foot, tuck the back toes, and sweep this left foot all the way back and up into our three-legged dog. And then exhale, release it down, downward facing dog. Taking a deep cleansing breath here, fill the belly with oxygen. And open the mouth, let it go. We're going to inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Flow or step your feet to your hands, bringing the big toes together, heels apart. We'll inhale, sit the hips down, bending the knees into our chair pose. And then inhale, release, standing up into our Tadasana. Wonderful. Just take a moment here to find your breath, find your center. We're going to go into a little balancing posture, our bird of paradise. It's a pretty advanced posture, so feel free to take any modifications that you feel would be suitable. So We'll start in a standing pose here. We're just going to inhale, reach the arms up. And on the exhale, we'll bend the knees generously as we fold into a forward fold. We're going to come onto the ball of our left toes. So come onto the left toes, lifting the left heels. Keeping that right foot grounded where it is. In our bird of paradise, what happens is our left arm is going to come underneath of this left thigh. And the right arm is going to come back behind you and it's going to try to grab the hand so that you come into a little bind around this left leg. If you can't bind it, you can always just grab your thigh here and lift the leg up. You can keep the knee bent. You can find something to balance on, or you can also try to straighten the leg. Or you can join me for the bird of paradise, where you take a bind, left arm comes underneath the left thigh, right arm comes behind the back. You interlace the hands. We're going to inhale, start to lift the left leg all the way up. From here, you can just stay here balancing, or if it feels okay, you can inhale, extend straight through the left leg. This is our bird of paradise. Holding this here for just a breath or two. Really trying to straighten through both legs. We're going to exhale, bend through the left knee. Just come to plant the left foot down gently. Staying here, we're going to step the right foot all the way back, pointing the toes towards the long side of the mat. Release the hands down. The left hand is inside the left foot. The right arm reaches over. We're in a side angle, a really deep one. If you'd like to modify, bring the forearm to the knee. Wonderful. From here, we're going to pivot again so that the hips are facing down, the back toes are facing forward. Both hands are going to come inside this left foot, and we're in a lizard pose. If you'd like, you can kind of peel that left knee open, rolling onto the outer edge of its foot. You can drop the back knee. We're just going to inhale, take this left hand, reach it all the way back in a nice twist. Feel free to bend the back knee and grab that foot too if you'd like that stretch. Exhale, we release. Come to plant the hands back in our lizard pose. And then from here, we'll tuck the back toes. And we're going to pivot once again towards the long side of the mat. In our skandasana, our knee and toes point up. We sit the hips low. You can keep the hands grounded, or a little balancing challenge, bring them to your heart. Wonderful. Skandasana, we're just going to pivot from here, coming again to face the front of the mat. You can heel toe the foot in between the hands. From here, we're going to lift off the back foot and then come to just reach that right foot as high as you can up to the sky, allowing the chest to fold over the left leg. Our standing splits. And then we can exhale, release the right foot down and release into our forward fold. On the inhale, we'll bend the knees, round through the spine, all the way up to standing arms overhead. Exhale, release. We're just going to take that to the other side here. So whenever you're ready, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, release into a forward fold. Perfect. The right knee this time is going to bend, and we just come onto the right toes. The right hand is going to come underneath of the right thigh. It's going to reach behind you. I wish maybe if there's a way I can demonstrate this. Yeah. It's going to come behind you, and the left arm is going to reach behind and grab that right hand. Perfect. This is where we ground into the left foot and start to lift the right leg up. And yeah, just start with coming to a standing with a bent leg. That's already a challenge in itself. And whenever you feel ready and secure, you can extend the right leg up into our bird of paradise. Wonderful. I'm going to readjust myself here so I can transition with you. Just holding the bird of paradise for a breath or two. We're just going to slowly here lower the foot all the way back down to the ground. And then the left foot is going to step back behind you and point towards the long side of the mat. We're just going to come into a side angle, reaching the left fingertips overhead. Perfect. Pivoting now, the back toes face forward, both hands inside of the right foot. We drop the back knee into our lizard pose. Feel free to open up with that knee. We're getting nice and deep into the hips here. We're going to take that right arm, reach it forward, up and back into a nice twist. You can stay here, or you can bend the back knee for a little extra thigh stretch. Wonderful. Releasing here. Bringing both hands on the inside, we'll tuck the back toes. We're going to pivot so that the kneecap and toes are pointing up and we're facing the long side of the mat in our skandasana. Trying to bring your hands to your heart if you can. Wonderful. We'll exhale. Release the hands. Coming back to face forward with both of our toes. You can frame the foot with the hands here. We're going to lift off the back foot, straighten through the right leg, and just try to lift that left leg as high as it can go here in our half split as you fold in towards your leg. On the exhale, you can release down into your forward fold standing. Wonderful. Just let it go. We'll inhale, round all the way up to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, release. Inhaling, arms overhead. We'll exhale, release forward into a forward fold. Inhale, we'll halfway lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hand, step it back to our plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, open with the chest. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Wonderful. We're just going to drop the knees from here. Release the hips back into our child's pose. Taking a nice deep breath here. We'll come to bring the arms in towards us, sitting up on our heels. We're going to tuck the toes underneath the bus just for a nice little toe stretch here. Stretch it out. And then we'll take our camel pose. So we'll come up high onto our knees. Our hands will come to our lower back. If you like, you can just open the chest simply here. Or if you like to go a little bit deeper, you can drop the hands to the heels behind you and really push forward with the hips. We're opening the chest, and if it feels okay, you can allow the head to fall back behind you. Taking a nice deep breath here. Opening into the chest. And then we'll release the hands, bringing them back to our lower back. Slowly coming up and releasing back down into our child's pose, rounding out the spine. We're just going to gently move our hips to one side and start to make our way down to the ground. Coming into seated, you can round the spine, come all the way down to the ground. Wonderful. Hugging the knees into the chest, giving yourself a little rock side to side. We'll open the feet, bring our arms inside of the knees, and take our hands outside of the feet, and then extend and open with the knees and legs into a happy baby. Just giving yourself a little rock side to side here. Perfect. Bringing the knees back together again. We're gonna just cross the right leg over the left leg, extending the arms out to the side. We'll take a spinal twist, allowing the right knees to fall to the left. Bringing your gaze over the right shoulder. Taking some nice deep breaths into the belly. We'll inhale, come back through center. Unwrap the leg, and then we'll take the left leg over the right. Extend the arms, allow the knees to fall towards the right. Trying to keep both shoulder blades planted and gently bringing the gaze over to the left. We're going to inhale, come back through center here. Hug the knees in one last time and straighten them overhead. Maybe give them a little gentle pull towards yourself. Arms will come by your side, and we're just going to lower the feet down for 5, 4, 3, 2, hover here, and 1. Release the legs. And we'll come into our final resting posture, our Shavasana, opening the palms up towards the sky and allowing the body to come into a state of complete relaxation. Letting go of any tension in the face, in the jaw, eyebrows. Scanning through the rest of the body. And relaxing. Letting go of the breath, letting go of any effort. I encourage you to stay much longer in the Shavasana. This is going to be a bit of a shortened one. If you'd like to come out with me, you can join me, just starting with a nice deep inhale, filling the belly, filling the ribs, filling the chest. And an audible exhale, let it go out of the mouth. Rolling the wrists, rolling the ankles. Inhale, giving yourself a nice full body stretch before rolling onto either side and sitting your way up into a nice, easy seated position. Well, I'm just going to close the practice off with one last breath here. Inhaling, arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center, just bowing to yourself and giving yourself lots of gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was such an honor to flow with you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Namaste. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. See
Bye.
ya.